Hey everyone, welcome to another Industry Headlines. Kevin Kaufman and Fred Weaver with you. And for those of you that watch this in video format rather than audio, you'll notice that we're back live on the set again this week.
Our new set
Here in Tempe, Arizona. Last week's episode came to you from Las Vegas, Nevada. But let's talk a little bit this week about Citibank was in the news. This feels like we're kind of going back in time here with this headline. Man. But you and I have a propensity to like stuff that has to do with the foreclosure distressed property world. Citibank got fined $30 million in the last week for holding on to foreclosures too long. Like, how do you even let that happen?
First of all, they got fined $30 million for this too.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money. I guess it's not that much money. You consider how much money they steal from Fannie and Freddie, but the government fined them $30 million for holding on to foreclosures too long. So they foreclosed on someone's house, they took it back, and then they just held on to it for 5 years.
Yeah, here's your government lesson for the day. There is an office of the comptroller of the currency that actually can hand out these fines.
OCC, baby.
So there you are, right?
You down with OCC?
Yeah, you've all heard of OCC, but nobody knows the office of the comptroller of the currency. Nobody actually says that.
Comptroller of the currency.
It's amazing. It's your history lesson today on U.S. government. So what I find interesting is that if you understand anything about the foreclosure world, when you take a property back, that becomes a non-performing asset, right? The minute that somebody's no longer paying on that loan, it's a non-performing asset, which generally speaking limits the amount of money that a bank can then loan out, right? Like they can have so much in reserve and then they can loan out X times that what's in reserve. And so when you have a non-performing asset on the books, it doesn't benefit you, which is why they foreclose on properties to begin with. But then to hold on to the foreclosed property where they're not actually receiving income from it, it's just a liability. It's an oversight on somebody's part. I just thought it was funny.
On so many levels, it's weird. I can't, you and I were talking beforehand. Do they do this on purpose? Were they trying to hurt someone? It only hurts Citibank. I don't understand. Maybe it hurts the neighborhood, of course, that the house is lived in, where it resides and all that stuff. But gosh, what a just major screw up. Whoever's in charge of that, I wonder if they got demoted.
Yeah, so I would just say if you're out there and you're looking to grow your REO, real estate owned portion of your real estate business, I'd be calling Citibank this week, telling them that they actually need your help to sell properties. It's pretty evident. Put your resume in.
Go scour tax records for all homes owned by Citibank, and
they need to sell them fast. They're gonna need some agents. So anyway, moving back into 2019 news, house flipping startup Curbio, which we've talked about a few weeks ago, is expanding into 8 additional metro areas.
Yeah, what I love about Curbio is so they give themselves, or they give owners of homes, sellers of homes, kind of what they call an alternative to the iBuyer, right? So meaning they've got a house, they want to sell it, they don't have the money to do the things that'll make it sell for more money.
Yeah,
they don't have the money for fix up, so they lend that money to them.
They become your renovation partner is the language that I think they like to use, right?
Yes.
It's a really interesting model, actually, right? Now, agents could be doing this out there. You could be sourcing your own money, and you could be putting up your own money to allow homeowners to fix their property up. But Curbio obviously has this down. This is a company that is now expanding their platform here. So I've talked to somebody who's actually in dialogue with Curbio on one of their clients, learned a little bit more behind the scenes. It's really interesting. You should go study it some more. You should probably call it if you're an agent, just to say, hey, I'm meeting with sellers who may want to do some renovations on their home to get more top dollar. Can you tell me the terms of your program? Because what I'm learning behind the scenes is yes, Curbio is going to be involved in what it's their money. So they're going to choose how they're going to fix something up, right? And they're going to have a little bit more of that control. But from what I understand, based on this one scenario, they're not charging monthly fees. They're getting all their money back when the house sells. They're literally putting their money where their mouth is, if you will, right?
And part of from what I've studied about the company, part of the reason why they say they can do that is because they have processes and they've got vendors and whatnot to be able to control the cost of doing these renovations. And of course they sign off on everything. It's not like, hey, I want you get 50 grand, now go crazy and just put 50 grand in your house. It's like, no, hey, we're going to do this, and you can do this in the bathroom, this in the bedroom, whatever, this in the kitchen. And then they've got their certain people that they're going to work with and limits and stuff that they'll do. But part of that is because they've got a system down pretty well. So the cities that they're expanding into soon, Minneapolis, Las Vegas, Boston, Portland, Seattle, San Francisco, and Los Angeles, and Charlotte within the next couple of months. They are already
in Philly, Baltimore, DC, Northern Virginia, Atlanta, Houston, Dallas, Chicago, Phoenix, and then a bunch of Florida markets, Orlando, Tampa, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. Is there any names on that list that kind of strike you as odd? The one that jumped out to me was Boston. It's not a city name that we've seen any of the iBuyer models move into. We haven't seen a lot of the technology startups. We talked about that that technology company that was starting up in New York City a few weeks ago, right? And their platform to sort of disrupt the buying process. But it's just interesting. A lot of these other markets here align in a lot of ways with iBuyer markets, but the DC, Northern Virginia, and then Boston markets just kind of jump out to me.
I wonder if like that, like, so they're already in San Francisco, Seattle as well. I wonder if part of that is, hey, these are some higher price areas now, like prices have really gone up. It's almost uncontrollable there.
Yeah.
But in some of those cities where if you can spend 50 or 100 grand, that might mean an extra $300,000 or $400,000 on the sale of your home. So I wonder if that plays into it at all. That honestly, I don't know. It's way past, way over our pay grade. We don't understand Curbio at that level yet, but pretty cool stuff that they're doing. And
if you're an agent in those areas, you owe it to yourself and your clients to at least reach out and find out about it. It could just be another offering that you take into your listing presentations to distinguish yourself from the competition.
And this week's iBuyer update, let's face it, there's not a week that goes by without some sort of iBuyer news. Opendoor partnered with the real estate software provider WR Studios. Really, what they're known for is their product Cloud CMA, right? To be able to boost their iBuyer reach for Opendoor. So I mean, they were in the news recently for the builders. Now that, I mean, gosh.
So Cloud CMA is a technology platform that allows agents to offer CMAs essentially, right, to their clients, buyer tours, property reports, flyers, right? So some marketing pieces. So what is this partnership with Opendoor? Like, what are they offering? What I can see what Opendoor is like bringing to the table to the consumer. I guess, how does it work with these guys?
So obviously if there's some sort of deal, I don't know where the money is, right? For Cloud CMA, but the way I understand this so far is that within Cloud CMA will be essentially an Opendoor offer.
Sort of like an option. Like, so I'm sending out my CMA to my client, and then right there on the button is sort of like, do you want to explore your options of selling your home? Sort of like if I'm a homeowner on Zillow.
Yeah.
And it's like
one day, I believe you and I said this from the beginning, right? As soon as we heard they were open, one day I could see that the Zestimate goes away, and it's actually your offer from Zillow that's there.
Yeah.
Right. And so I would imagine this is the same thing. So you got a Cloud CMA. So the agent goes in, creates the Cloud CMA, which, by the way, they're claiming, they being Cloud CMA or WR Studios, that they do 260,000 listing presentations a month.
Yeah.
So meaning they're completing that many CMAs that are supposedly going on listing presentations. I doubt that, but at any rate, they're going to include offers from Opendoor.
Yeah. Interesting. So in the last piece of news, I want to also mention there's a software out there that you and I like a lot called HomeBot, right? Which is actually more geared towards lenders. It's something, as an agent, you probably want to partner with a lender in your area who has a HomeBot relationship, because there's more options. HomeBot is like a financial statement for your home. So it has some similarities, I think, to Cloud CMA. I don't understand Cloud CMA in depth because I'm not a client of it. But HomeBot is something that we've been offering to our clients. And HomeBot just announced in the last week or two as well that they're allowing some integration with instant offers also, right? Yeah. So agents who have their consumer databases in HomeBot will be able to put a link to their instant offer site, right? So you could send that right to a site where you bring the intake in and then go out to Opendoor. So you're just seeing a lot of these technology platforms that are starting to combine. So HomeBot's a really cool tool out there that we're enjoying and a lot of our clients are liking. And it seems to me like it's a very similar type of thing that they're trying to do that Opendoor and Cloud CMA are doing.
Absolutely. Like I say so often, interesting times, man.
Yeah.
There's so much cool stuff going on. So much that is changing the face and the scope of our real estate industry. I think a lot of it's going to be mostly for the good. And I'm excited about this stuff.
Yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in with us. We'll see you back here next Monday for another edition of Industry Headlines. Have a great week.
See you guys then.